Hello and welcome to a Wargameronline review. Something new. Today, well, new but old. Today we're going to be looking at Lumineth Realm Lords. So Jack, this is going to be your next army.
Yeah, somewhat reluctantly but gladly fallen on the mantle of doing the Lumineth Realm Lords.
Models are incredible.
Yeah.
Army looks fantastic.
Yeah. The models are beautiful, absolutely amazing.
Super jealous.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the box, because you've been waiting a long time for this to arrive.
Yep.
We're going to have a look inside the box. This video is basically going to be a bit of an unboxing, close look at some of the models really. So we're going to focus more on the models, and then we are also going to do a Battletome review.
Yeah,
so look out for that one.
Yeah, I got my hands on the Battletome. I had to flip through it, so I don't know.
Flip through it.
Flip. Yeah.
Intensive read. Right, okay, let's get into the box. Well, here we go. Beautiful, beautiful artwork.
Yeah, I love the new artwork. So it reminds me of the Sisters of Battle box.
Wait a minute. Deja vu.
Hey, here we go again.
Yeah, this is nice. We've not done one of these for a while, have we? It's
Archmage Techless.
Fantastic artwork.
Coming in with a big moon staff.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's going up in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, stolen.
Yeah.
Consider that stolen. We've got the artwork cards, which we'll have a look at shortly, no doubt. Woo! As if anybody cares about the artwork cards. I kind of do. That's the character. We're going to go into these each one. So the character's on his own sprue. We've got a set of Cavalry.
Yeah, the Dawn Riders.
And
there's
another set.
3 sprues in total of the Dawn Riders.
5 horses, so that's obviously the command sprue, Yep. Okay, we'll come back to that.
And then the 2 sprues of Wardens.
Identical sprues of Wardens.
Oh,
they're so staying on the staying on the sprue for painting.
Probably forever, to be honest.
10 shields. 10 shields. Twice as many shields as you need.
Well, 20. Yeah, 10 shields per sprue. So you get 20 shields, but
that's cool.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain.
Also, you get obviously the commander piece per 5 models.
Yep.
Which is really cool.
Yep.
Partly because it gives you things like extra little bits of terrain and extra conversion bits. So for me, that is awesome. Yeah, slight bit of spraying on the plastic there as well. So we got squashed a little bit in the box. Let's not complain too much though. So you got 2 options on that. Oh, slippy Realm Lord box. So we've got what?
That's going to be your instructions. You get a bunch of card cutouts.
Which we'll pull to one side.
Yeah.
And then, oh, crikey. I want to handle this gently because this is not my... Oh, I ripped it!
Beautiful Battletome. I love that cover. The mountain goat creature in the background. I absolutely love those models.
It's got a beautiful feel to it, actually. Lovely matte feel to this one. Oh, that's so nice. Right, okay, and then finally, just to finish off what's in the box.
You've got your dice, which are a lot bigger than I thought they were. You know, by looking at the pictures, I thought they were going to be smaller than that.
Like the sort of 10 mil, 8 mil
dice. Yeah, but no, they're actually quite big, and I quite like them.
I think these are the kind of almost standard 12 mil gaming dice, which is brilliant. And actually, you know what? There is 20 dice in there as well.
And a little acrylic measurer.
Wee little acrylic measurer. We'll have a look at that as well. And got to be bases. Yeah, just dump those to one side.
Bases.
Here we go then, Jack. Who is this weird character?
The Light of Eltharion. He's a beautiful model. He's the spirit armor dude. He's just a walking set of hardcore armor. He's got beautiful swords. He's got like a dagger. And then a big sword.
Just having a look at this. This is handy little scale measure, isn't it? That's over an inch long. So, you know, 1.25 inches, 1.5 long.
And he's got this, the entire army's got this beautiful scale armor aesthetic running through it, which I really love. Kind of, instead of it being chainmail, it's scales. Yeah. Which I really, really like.
Mental.
And again, a similar kind of aesthetic running through the army, the stone that he's going to be on.
Yeah, I like that. They've really kind of thought about the bases for these guys, haven't they? Let's have a close-up of some of the detail on the model. Yeah, I mean, it's fair to say the detail on these models are just absolutely insane, aren't they? I love the scale armor. That's fantastic. And just moving across the cloak there, look at all the tassels on the cloak and that little sort of gem. It's got like a scorpion symbol or something like that. Semi-Eldar, semi-scorpion symbol. Split on the cloak. There's always a challenge for Phil, but you know what? We've got a quick tip I might film for that.
Yes.
So if you're worried about making your cloaks look seamless, look out for the channels. We'll release a quick tip on that one. And then we've got this incredible helmet. The backstory to this guy then. So he's got no body.
Yeah, I mean, he was a character from the old world, Eltharion the Grim.
And I've read somewhere, and I don't think you found it yet in the book, but we'll confirm this. That
it probably will be there.
Basically, they couldn't reformat him. Because,
yeah, he got hit by a curse of years, didn't he, from Archon the Black? And every time they tried to reform his body, he just disintegrated into dust again.
I'm loving this. Sorry.
Yeah,
this is
the
fantastic.
little wheatgrass.
The little wheatgrass is amazing. Wow. Okay. Right. Let's have a look at the horses. Here we go then. So this is the horsey regiment.
Dawn Riders.
Dawn Riders. Nice one. This is the command sprue.
Yep.
One thing that we've noticed, and we'll show this up close, is every single one of these sprues has got a fairly prominent mould line.
Yeah.
Now, it's not offset because it's visible from both sides. Hard to describe. So it actually is like just almost like a little bit of burr that's running between the two halves of the mould. Yeah. So I think it's going to be relatively straightforward to clean up. But I have to say that's the most prominent I've seen a mould line on a new release from Games Workshop
for a while.
In a long time, to be honest. But past the bad, for want of a better word, and onto the good. Again, detail is insane on this model. Let's just get up close. So here you can see that prominent mould line. Yeah, I mean, it's, like I say, it's visible this side, but if we flip over, and I think this will show, it's also visible this side. So it's not an offset, it's just a little ridge, and I dare say just the slightest of scrapes. Let's just give this a go. Yeah, I mean, it's taking nothing to get rid of, really, and as you can see, it's not.
It all just peels away.
Yeah, it just kind of peels away. So it's not the end of the world, but you know, bear in mind that you're going to have to be doing a bit of cleanup on these models across every single piece, you know, because it's literally everywhere. Though, just kind of looking at it there as well. Saying that, let's move on to that from the detail. Again, we've got these wonderful crested helmets. Absolutely fantastic. I kind of love that. It's one of those things. It's the details, like a good amount of detail to paint. It's prominent enough to be able to pick up with highlights and stuff like that. And I do think that's something that Games Workshop have kind of mastered, with, you know, the right amount of detail, but you know, but also the right amount for a painter. Yeah, you know, washers help with a lot of this relief work. If you're not like a Golden Demon painter, the fact that everything is in relief and you can use washers to create shades and shadow, and again, you know, the effect of the cream kind of ivory shields that we've seen. That could be done by kind of painting it ivory and then doing like a Seraphim sepia wash or something like that. Will give a good effect. Won't give a pro demon effect, a demon painter, golden demon painter effect, but it will give a good effect, and that's I think what's really good about these models. And again, you can kind of see it on these kind of hair on the frills and the diamonds, even right down to the rope that's in the hands. Again, something that will respond really well to like a wash painting. Spears, not overly long, which is good news. But again, we're seeing that mould line. I'm not going to keep talking about it, but it's everywhere. You cannot not notice it. I really love the fact that horses...
It's just horses.
Are back in the game.
It's just horses.
Horses back in the game.
The best way to travel.
That's amazing. Look at the little tie on the back there. Yeah. That's fantastic. Okay. Let's have a look at the main sprue. So here we go. This is the main sprue. So there's two on this. There was one horse on that sprue along with all the command pieces, which is the banner, etc. And the leader, isn't it? But in here we essentially have, two horses, which are repeated. So you get two of these. This is exactly the same. I'm loving this detail here. The little wheatgrass. Yeah, it's so cool. Okay, I think we don't really need to look too close to this one because we've already seen the command sprue.
It's
and in many respects, it's a very similar style. But needless to say, again, mould line still there, even on this one. So it's consistent across all of these horses. But saying that, just beautiful models with a hell of a lot of fantastic detail. That's just incredible. You are going to have to exercise
caution.
Yeah. I think it's one of those classic things. I'm just going to grab the snippers here because, I mean, this is just a coarse pair of snippers, but the common practice is to kind of snip up against the model.
Yeah.
But the temptation for me would be is to kind of snip away from the model,
and
you know, get
trim.
up against the fruit and then go in and trim these bits off because these will be so easy to snap.
Yeah.
And you need to work almost from the kind of thinnest parts to the thickest parts where there's more flex. Otherwise, you can snip a thick part and break some of the thin parts. So, some caution when you're taking these off the sprue for sure. But wow, fantastic detail.
Yeah.
Last, we're chuckling to ourselves here. Last, but by no means least, we have the
Wardens.
Pointy elves.
Yeah.
The Wardens. Yeah, I mean, I'm holding this because I just want everybody to see this, basically.
Literally a 3-inch range.
yeah, from their hand look, there's a 3-inch range. It's quite literal.
Yeah.
Imagine if they did that with all weapons.
Yeah.
A literal range. You know, it's all right. The blade is like 6 foot long, but you know, it's just insane. One of the tactics we've talked about for painting these is essentially construct everything but leave these on the sprue.
Yeah.
Even if you just snip around this framework to keep them protected while you paint them.
Yeah, because whilst you're painting, they might just snap off. And if they snap off, you're going to be sad.
You'll be so sad. I always wondered whether it's worthwhile for Games Workshop to almost do like a dual build and offer the hands and the heads as a set. If they could squeeze them on somewhere for people who don't mind doing brass rod. You know, just you being able to slip that on the end there, and you could have like brass rod in between. But it's still dangerous because these things still snap off the end of the rod. But wow. Well, let's zoom in on some of the detail. You can be mercilessly cruel with the zoom with these models because they just do well, no matter how close you get to them with the zoom camera. These things are just looking fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, again, for me, it's that beautiful scale armor on the shoulder pads.
And the symbols on the chest pad.
All the runes
absolutely
everywhere.
Brilliant. Let's just have a look at this rank of shit. Upside I was going to say upside down, but some of the right way around. So there are 10 variants with different runes on, basically.
Yeah.
So it's kind of your call if you want to more prominently feature a rune. If you've gone out and been insane and bought like 10 units of these, then arguably you
can
could
have
almost
each one with
you can almost not quite because there isn't
rune.
2 of the same. I don't think on each.
Yeah.
I was going to no, there isn't. But you could kind of like almost have them as a unit marker at least. There's the command sprue. I mean, we didn't mention it, but we did get a little bit of damage. There we go on that one. Can you see how it's sprained? That's not going to. It's quite badly sprained. Look, you can see it. Like, that's not going to survive snipping off.
No.
The good news is you only need one for a unit of 10, and we've got another one here, so it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
This is quite nice. This wonderful terrain. You know, bases that you get. I'm just going to flip over because we've got these fantastic helmets and faces. Look at this.
The crest, yeah.
Look at that. That's incredible. And again, really clean. Look at this. Holding a little vial of Alco Pop.
No, it's a lantern.
Oh, is it a lantern?
A lantern.
Oh, I assumed it was Alco Pops.
Yeah.
Okay. And again...
Hell's got to have fun too.
Just a little bit of wheatgrass. I'm definitely stealing this, snipping it off, and putting a bit of wheatgrass in the mouth of Gotrek Gunderson.
Oh, yeah.
So Gotrek's just chewing on a bit of grass.
If anybody would, it would be him.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? You know, we can kind of spend all day zooming around this, but I think what we wanted to show is just the overwhelming quality of these models. It's just insane. I've got to say, though, back onto this as well, the mould lines there again, not as prominent, but there. I wonder whether they'll sort that out for when they come to manufacturing to a separate unit or not. Who knows? But, you know, maybe they've had to use a different supplier in this time or something like that. One thing I did notice is it's less on this at least.
Yeah.
And again, just to be clear, this isn't an offset. It is...
Either
because of the so much detail, they're having to put more pressure in the plastic to make sure it goes into all the detail, and because it's doing that, it's sneaking through the 2 halves of the mold.
Yeah.
I don't really know the technology behind it, so I'm kind of assuming that, but it's just interesting that it is a super fine mold line. Okay, good luck with the spears. Basically, I think everybody is just going to want to
cry.
hold each other tightly during the tournaments.
Yeah, yeah.
As you try to move your opponent's models towards this wall of spears in the hope that you don't hear the fateful ping noise as it goes. I love them.
Yeah.
But, you do have to remember the gaming pieces. So I think that is going to be a challenge with this unit. But I think they're fantastic. Okay, cool. Let's get into some of the other content. The book, yeah. Now, we are going to be doing a Battletome review, so this is really just a flip through the book and, what did you get in the box? More or less. One thing we mentioned is this lovely matte finish.
Yep.
Gold writing, all the pages gold-edged. So it's got that real collector's edition kind of feel to it.
Of course, Fighting Slaanesh.
Breakdown of the book, it's 96 pages when you're into the Pitch Battle profile list. And you were at page 64 before you kind of reaching Allegiance abilities, Path to Glory, War Scrolls at 82. So it gives you a sense. It's not jam-packed full, but you know what? For a new faction, there's quite a lot going off there, to be honest. I think that's pretty impressive. Whole bunch of background. You've been reading some stuff. Is there anything that's caught your eye so far?
Yeah, I mean, there's some interesting lore behind kind of the birth of the gods into the new worlds, Tyrion's awakening within the realms, and how he wandered the realms looking for Teclis and stuff like that. So that, again, but there's some really interesting lore on Haish and how Hish and Ulgu are, always linked, two sides of the same coin, stuff like that. And so, again, beautiful diagrams of the realms in that really, really nice Discworld look to them.
Yeah. It's some great illustrations. I love this, by the way. Like the sun they burn, brilliant and blinding. Like the river they run, flowing around all resistance. At need, they stand implacable. The strength of the mountain carried with them. They are as swift as the wind. Their magic is the zenith of arcane artifice. They are the Lumineth. Even the Dark Prince Slaanesh has learned to fear them. And I love that last line.
Yeah.
It's like, They just imprisoned the gods.
Yep. All in a day's work.
Just in a day's work. I'm sure it took a little bit more than a day's work. There's also some lovely hints towards Malarian as well in there, in the forming of the
allegiance to take down Slaanesh, the Elven Pantheon.
Yeah.
Again, this is what I was talking about, the beautiful Discworld diagrams about, it's quite interesting reading about it, how they talk about Haish is literally the sun of the realms. It illuminates all the realms, it gives everything light, and Ulgu, just like the moon can eclipse the sun, Ulgu will eclipse the Haish and cause darkness within the realms.
And it's the magic, isn't it? It's the concentration of magic in Haish travels the realms as beams of yellow-white illumination.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
And that's kind of, they talk about in the book, but Aether Quartz is something that the Archmage came up with in how to trap these beams of light into concentrated solids that they can carry about and call upon.
And there's some dark stuff, there's an Eldar-esque
feel of course.
To this,
it's elves, isn't it? They go from the highest highs to the lowest of lows, of course.
Yeah, and there is an Eldari feel to the background of this, isn't there? But I just absolutely love it. I'm skipping through this, so you just get a sense of what's in the book, really. Fantastic.
The stone creatures with a little protective ward around him.
It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Look at this with the hammers. I quite like the elves with the hammers.
Yeah. That's one of my favourite.
That's insane.
Seeing a literal mountain just striding across a battlefield.
Yeah, that's incredible.
It's a huge creature.
Love it. Okay, I'm going to look forward to seeing these on the battle reports, to be honest. Some beautiful double-page artwork here.
Yeah.
And we've got them versus Khorne Demons, the Cavalry charging in. Yep. It's so nice to say the word Cavalry.
Cavalry, yeah.
Fantastic. Love it. I'm a bit jealous, Jack. I have to say, I'm a bit jealous that you bagsed this army because it's looking fantastic. You sure you don't want to do Karajan Overlords?
Oh, no.
Just out of interest.
Dwarves.
No?
Meh.
Model's incredible, I have to say.
I love
think
the
it's
Sphinx
fantastic.
look.
Yeah, and it's like anything. By the way, I like these wooded bits which match Alarielle's little growth of woods on her as well. It's stylistically it matches, which I think is brilliant. Because can you imagine what Alarielle stood next to this looks like? I think they're going to look quite good. when you start to see the Pantheon featured together. Okay, you know, we're anything. Is there a? We're going to do a Battletome review.
Yeah.
But do you want to pull out one particular unit or something like that? And
Okay, right. If there's like, you know, if I have to choose one of my favourite units in the entire book, it is the Dawn Riders.
Okay, so
and it's mainly just for their Deathly Furrows ability, which means they add 1 to their attacks characteristics if they target a unit with wounds characteristics of 1 or 2 and don't have a mount, and they add 2 to their attacks characteristics if the unit has 1 wound and doesn't have a mount. And it just, you know, it sums up what cavalry is.
Yeah.
You know, if this unit of horses charges through a swarm of grots, they're just going to absolutely decimate it. They won't even stop for a breather. But if they charge into a unit of Chaos Knights, then, you know, it's not going to be as effective. Which I kind of like how they're getting this real-life tactics into the game.
You got to add 1 to from the charge. You're improving the ran. It's just this slam as they go in, basically,
They're
which
awesome.
is just absolutely fantastic. 14-inch move.
Oh yeah,
Not shabby.
Super
at all.
fast horses.
Fast horses. Okay, we're going to leave the unit at the risk of thumb downs, because you know you're going to get them, because we are going to do a Battletome review, and you've had time to go through all of the units, and I've already pretty much built some of your lists, so we'll be talking list building on that as well.
Yep.
Let's put that to one side, and we'll finish off with the contents of the box. We've got I think the dice are great, by the way.
Yeah, I love them.
Oh, they're sealed. They're sealed. Do you want me to? Can I pop them open? Is that all right?
Yeah, go for it.
You got this. Let's get this scalpel. Let's not be too vulgar. I'm just gonna rip them open, but I can't roll them. They're your dice, so you have to roll them. How do we do? Oh, just double 6'd it straight out. These dice are amazing. Just put them back and never use them again.
You know what? I was going to say I'm just going to use them for Aether Quartz tokens, but no, they're going to become my only dice now.
That's ridiculous. Okay, after putting away the limoncello dice forever, we've got the instruction manual. You know, if anybody's done any kind of Games Workshop stuff at the moment, you'll know now it's kind of full colour with yellow symbolising where the glue joint is. Looks pretty cool. You know, there's the alternate Steedmaster versus Steedmaster 2. So you've got an alternate build there, basically, which I think is cool.
Yep.
It gives you some variance even on a 5-man unit, which I think is great. And then you've also got the Wardens here. And again, you got a high warden or not to make a warden if you're just bumping up the unit to 20. What's your thoughts on that? Are you going to see units of 20 wardens?
It's one of those, like, with the 3-inch range, you could see it, but for me, I think you're only really going to be taking them for battle line and objective holding, so anything above 20, you're going to be sinking a lot of points into them when there's far more effective things in the army.
Yeah.
It's one of those, it's not a cheap army, but, you know.
It's always the challenge of an elite army, is just how far do you take a unit. We got tokens, 9-inch measure, always useful, bunch of
some, what they call
objective markers. And we got, what I like, by the way, the objective markers have a centre point. And given everything's measured from centre point, I think it's fantastic to actually see that just represented. And Aether Quartz symbols, lights on, lights off, lights on. I can do that twice. Lights off. One would assume that means I've spent my Aether Quartz symbol. Yeah. I suppose you could just pluck it up rather than. And who knows what that is? There's a mountain.
I think it's just something cool.
I
mean, that's meant to be the heart of the realm. That's
okay.
part of the lore, and I think that's probably just one of the mountains.
For rule book, we ought to read them sometime, don't we?
Who needs rules?
Who needs rules?
And this is my favourite bit. This is my favourite. Magic cards. I mean, there's a bit more in there. There's, like, command traits and stuff. But mainly it's, like, you know, quick references, which I quite like.
So, what things like this? Aether Quartz Reserve, that's a trait.
Talking about all the different Aether Quartz you can use. So, the heightened reflexes.
Okay.
Magical boosts. Magical insight. Then command traits.
Okay.
I mean, the command trait ones I don't see myself using as much, but you know, it can be good to just have at the side of the board, just so you know what you're using.
It's one of those things, isn't it? If you've got it there, it's a little reminder.
As well,
but you know, I think AOS reminders is really great, but also just having the cards out. The only thing is there's a risk of it getting a bit in the way of 40k where there's just cards everywhere, if you know what I mean, as you try and keep a track of everything. But what have we got here? The Phoenix Stone. So this is Artifacts of Power. We got more command traits in there. Is that because of a different, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then you've got laws, speeding. Okay. So you got the law of Haitian, I think you have the law of mountains or something, you know, it's there's two different spell laws.
What have we got? Protection of Haish. That's nice. Casting value of 8. 5 up. Oh no! Whoa!
5 up to ignore damage. Love it.
Nah, and then law of the high
That's
peaks.
it.
Okay. Unyielding calm has a casting value of 4. What? Only within 8 inches of the caster until the next hero phase. Do not take battle shocked. Switching battle shock off on a 4.
Yeah.
Seriously. Okay, yeah, this is going to be so much fun. Well, there you go. That's the end of the box, really. We didn't look at the artwork, but you know, you got some little A5 artwork cards, which is kind of cute. You only get those if you bought them through Games Workshop, I believe. I'm not 100% certain.
Bonus, yeah.
And it was a pre-order bonus, wasn't it? Yeah, great. I like it.
Really nice. Yeah.
Models are beautiful. It's nice to see something that I think has that kind of
old world feel.
Yeah, oldie worldy feel to it. Horses, cavalry, spearmen.
That's what I like about this army, because I know a lot of people didn't like the cow elves. Personally, I love the cow elves. They are amazing. It's a living mountain with a cow face. You can't go wrong. But there's something for everyone in there. Yes, it's got this high fantasy flair to it. But, you know, if you want to play like your old rank and file elves, then sure, you've got elves with spears, elves with bows, elves on horses, mages.
And more importantly, a play style that works that way. Yeah. Charging those cavalry, flanking and charging cavalry. Yeah. Spearmen receiving charges as a shield wall, you know. And then a whole bunch of crazy magic going on. Yeah.
Which elves love, of course.
Well, we're gonna, get on with these. We're gonna get building them really. I think what we will do a quick tip on getting a cloak to seal together. So we need to remember that and look out for that. But at the same time, we are also going to jump into a Battletome review. So check the links, because hopefully it's probably already edited. If it's not, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the reminder, and keep an eye out for the Battletome review.